Let's first define what ego means. According to the book, according to Ryan Holiday, ego daw is an unhealthy belief in our own importance. What does this mean? Common misconception of people when we say na egoist ka or ma-ego ka, is akala nila mahangin, maangas, mataas yung tingin sa sarili. But one realization is that it also manifests in other ways. So for example, kunyari, ito, mag-represent ka, tas nahihiya ka, tas ayaw mo, kasi baka kung anong sabihin ng ibang tao. That's also a manifestation of making your ego take space in yourself na hinahayaan mo siyang mangibabaw sa'yo. So that's what ego means. It's neutral. It can be both extremes, na taas ng tingin sa sarili or mababa. One thing I learned from the book also is that wherever we are, ego is there too. So may tatlong part in our lives. Diba? So one is when we aspire to achieve big things. So when we try to build things, ego is the enemy of building. Number 2, success. Once we reach that part of our lives where we start succeeding, ego is the enemy of maintaining. So may share ako after kong i-go through these 3 things. No? So number 3, failure. Ego is the enemy of recovering. Kasi kahit anong gawin natin sa life natin, mangyayari daw tong tatlong to eh. We aspire, we succeed, and we fail. But what dictates how we go on living our best lives is if we set our egos aside. When I was reading this book, actually, binasa ko tong libro because I was at a crossroads in my life. Sobrang torn ko about my direction. I felt like I was stagnating. I became complacent because I achieved some form of success, and then I let ego get in the way, so naging complacent ako. So that's one manifestation of ego. And I'll share with you later yung key takeaways ko that really helped awaken me and my view about this. Ayan. Sige. Let's also define daw ego versus confidence. Ego is different from confidence kasi daw. Ego is stolen. It's artificial. It's like gaslighting yourself, and it's poisonous. On the other hand, confidence is earned through hard work, through the efforts that we make. Confidence is, it holds weight. So may siya, mabigat siya, it has strong foundations. It's like girding yourself or setting yourself up for battle para ma-strengthen yung sarili mo. And it's not poisonous, but it's actually very potent. But we have to distinguish kung alin yung ego and alin yung confidence. So now, let's go to the top 4 takeaways. This first one is don't be passionate. Ayan, saktong-sakto when I was reading this, yun talaga yung problema ko eh. I'm in the startup industry, as most of you know, and I was so concerned because hindi ko na nafe-feel yung same passion that I was feeling 3 years ago when I first started in the startup industry. Sabi ko, may mali ba sa ginagawa ko? Am I doing the right things? Kasi hindi ko na na-feel yung burning passion eh. Wala yung emotion na parang, shit, game, puyat tayo, let's go there, here, blah, blah, blah. Nawala yung ganung burning fire. So nagtaka ako, mali ba yung ginagawa ko? Kailangan ko bang lumipat na naman ng gagawin? But this chapter of the book helped me realize some things. So passion daw, para lang may context tayo, we're not talking about caring. Kasi caring naman is something different eh. When we talk about passion in this context, it's about unbridled enthusiasm. Yung talagang parang, yun nga, happy ka lang, may bundle of energy, mahilig ka sa raras, which is game, let's go, blah, blah, blah. Let's do it kahit hindi na founded in logic or reason. It's a burning, unquenchable desire to start or achieve some vague, ambitious, and distant goal. Yung parang puro emotions lang. Walang anything strong to back it up as foundation. Pero what humans require daw in our ascent is purpose and realism. So purpose is like passion, but with boundaries. Boundaries ito is yun nga, reason, logic, being careful and deliberate in the actions that we take. And realism is detachment and perspective. So what does this mean? Whenever you pursue something, pag grounded ka on realism, you ask, where do we start? What do we do right now? How are we benchmarking ourselves na we're on the right track? Pero pag passion, net ka lang, wala lahat yun. Passion din daw is different from purpose. Passion focuses on about. So, I am passionate about blank. Whereas purpose is to and for. Sa purpose kasi, you detach the I from the view. So, although dito sa sentence may I, pero the point is yun nga, you must do I was put here to accomplish blank. I am willing to endure blank for the sake of this. So this is more of yun nga, purpose. And when we talk about purpose, hindi naman kailangan grandiose. It's just about pursuing something that's bigger than yourself. So, ayun, purpose lasts longer kasi passion, it burns out. Okay. So, yun, dito ko na-realize na hindi ko pala need ng strong burning emotion ng passion. I'm over that phase. It's now about purpose and focusing on what I have to do. So, yan, purpose is about pursuing something outside yourself as opposed to pleasuring yourself. Ibang walang basta sa, I mean, pleasuring yourself in ways na parang you're pursuing things just to feel good, na mababaw lang. Here's an example din ng difference nila. Ayan. So, yung binigay na example sa book is grand gestures versus yung iterative approach. Parang sabi doon, passion is form over function. For example, may manliligaw ka tapos lilipad across the world just to go to you or magbonggang proposal, roses and everything, ipapamper ka, sobrang bongga. That's exciting. That's bold and thrilling. But at the end of the day, mas gusto natin, di ba, yung kaya tayong samahan even in the small things. Parang yung nasa right, nagluluto lang sila, how sweet, di ba? Ayun, it's about those na kayang i-sustain tayo in the long term. So, passion is form over function. Purpose is function, function, function. You iterate, you start small, you grow ng paunti-unti. Hindi yung biglaan na isang bagsakan na ano. It's not about epiphanies. Kasi yun yung common daw na example ng mga, akala ng mga tao with successful people with their stories, nagka-epiphany ako, kaya ako naisip yung idea na to. Nagkaroon ako ng pumunta ako sa ibang bansa, tapos nag-explore ako, tapos bilang boom, ayun na yung idea. Yun yung common misconception. But the truth is, success is achieved by pursuing the small things, asking the right questions, consulting experts. Lagi ko sinasabi to sa mga talk ko or sa mga video ko or sa post ko na start small, the minimum viable product concept. So related siya dito. You don't start out as big. You start small and iterate from there. So yun yung, when you focus on purpose, that's how it is. Hindi siya exciting. It's really boring. But it gets you to where you need to be when you aspire. Kasi yun, the critical work that you want to do will require deliberation and consideration. Not passion, not naivety. Yun yung naging problema ko in my younger years. Focus sa passion in all aspects. Okay. Number 2 takeaway, restrain yourself. Isa to sa sobrang nagustuhan ko rin na chapters in the book. Ito yung sinabi. So, ayan. It doesn't matter how talented you are, how great your connections are, how much money you have. When you want to do something big and important and meaningful, you will be subjected to treatment ranging from indifference to outright sabotage. Count on it. Lalo yun, kahit anong gawin natin, may mga tao talaga na kukontra, may mga tao na either yun nga, indifferent lang, walang pakialam, or yung mga will go out of their way to sabotage you. But if we want to be able to succeed and achieve our goals, we have to understand this. No? Those who have subdued their ego understand that it doesn't degrade you when others treat you poorly, it degrades them. Alam kong familiar kayo sa common stories, no? Yung mga artista or mga celebrities na pag may ginawang masama sa kanila, lumalaban sila, they fight back. Which is actually, I guess, tama lang naman if you talk about human rights and all that. Pero ang isinabi ni Ryan sa book is, when you're at the phase of your life, you're still building, you can't afford to let ego get in the way na kailangan mo talaga siyang isuppress eh. Kasi if ikaw yung lumaban, if you fight back, if you, yun nga, mawalan ka ng restraint, na mabas yung anger issues mo, lalo na in the public, then it will go against you. Ikaw yung mahihirapan kasi talo ka. In the public eye, there's no tolerance usually. Especially for those na in the minority. So, ito yung isang story sa book that I like. Ito, hindi ako into baseball, pero gusto ko yung story kasi si Jackie Robinson, yung black guy. Tapos, meron, itong si nasa right, si Ben Chapman. So, during his early days, si Jackie Robinson, he was still building his career in the industry as a baseball player. Imagine, di ba, in the old days, if you're black, lahat ng gawin mo, konting kibot, mali ka na agad, canceled ka na. Mas malala yung cancel culture before. So imagine, habang naglalaro siya, itong si Chapman daw, parang coach yata or captain ng other team. Kasi sinisigawan siya, oh, Black Jungle Boy, you don't belong here. Masing ganun siya kalala. Pero si Jackie Robinson, in-ignore lang niya. Hindi niya pinansin at all. Hindi niya pinatulan. Tapos itong picture na to, he was asked to pose with Ben Chapman para daw i-save yung career ni Ben Chapman. And he just went with it kasi alam niyang, kailangan niyang gawin. Kailangan niyang to suck it up while he was still building his career. So sabi niya, it was one of the most difficult things he ever did. But he was willing to do it because it was part of a larger plan. So eventually, naging successful si Jackie Robinson. Nung successful na siya, naging mas assertive na siya na, no, I don't deserve to be treated this way. But he still maintained composure. He never did what other white players were doing. Yung iba kasing white players daw dati talagang dumudura sa mga fans, grabe magsalita or nananakit. He never did those things pa din. Kasi he never let ego get in his way. So, ayun, yun siya. Focusing on the larger plan. While you're building and when you're successful, restrain pa rin yourself to stay there. Okay. Top 3 is work, work, work. Okay. Ano daw? You can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. Sanay tayo na diba? When we want to do something, okay, we talk a lot about it. But in reality, as long as wala tayong ginagawa about it na concrete steps and actions, wala namang mangyayari. To get where we want to go isn't about brilliance, but continual effort. Isa rin to sa mga sobrang nakapagbigay sa akin ng linaw. I don't know if meron sa inyo na yung mga top students, di ba, nung high school, college, or elementary, feeling nyo, kaya ang talino ko, meron ako natural skills. I was born like this. Game, I am so great. I am meant to be successful. And we become so complacent about our brilliance that we don't put in effort anymore. Dito papasok yung usual saying na daig ng parang hard work beats talent. Dito talaga papasok yun. To get where you want to go isn't about brilliance but continual effort. Yun. And when we let talent kasi get in the way and the belief in our own brilliance, it means we're letting the ego get in the way. So we have to forget that. Talent will give us leverage, but it's not enough to get where we want to go. Kasi where we decide to put our energy decides what we'll ultimately accomplish. So yun. Ito yun siya. So may some language that I do not understand. I don't know how it's pronounced, but it means the workmanship was better than the material. The material we've been given genetically, emotionally, financially. For example, this is privilege, basically. That's where we begin. We don't control that, but we do control what we make of that material and whether we squander it. So, there. And last, sorry, sumabal sa tatlo. But the golden mean. Okay. Ito yung isa din sa mga favorite parts ko. Endless ambition is easy daw. It's so easy to just step on the gas and go tuloy-tuloy without ever stopping. Complacency is also easy. It's so easy to just let go of the pedal and then hayaan na lang, let go. What's difficult is to apply the right amount of pressure at the right time, in the right way, for the right period of time, in the right car, going in the right direction. Yun. Finding the balance as always. Kasi when egotism takes hold, we lose track of our goal and end up somewhere we never intended. In the book, sobrang daming stories of successful people. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Pero, as in, kita mo yung contrast eh. Parang a lot of them did exactly the same things. But the result nila was very, very different. Simply with how they handled their ego. May mga successful who really got destroyed because of their ego. Kahit na pareho lang sila ng ginawa ng other one. So, ego makes a lot of difference. We have to really suppress and control it. There. Okay, related resources. So, ayan, Ryan Holiday pa rin. Still, this is the key. I haven't read this, but I'm planning to next. And the Daily Stoic, so I'm reading this right now. So, yan. I think ito naman yung mga related. Tapos, what we can apply within 72 hours, I listed down 2 things. This one came from the book. Every time you sit down to work, remind yourself, I am delaying gratification by doing this. I am earning what my ambition burns for. I am making an investment in myself instead of my ego. So ito yung about putting in the effort. And then this one naman, every time you feel scared to do something, consciously separate your ego from your purpose. Focus on the bigger picture. Ayan, ito words ko to. Char, naisip ko lang kanina. Kasi, siguro random, sorry nga. Gaya nung, di ba, nung sinabi ko at the start, ego manifests in other ways. Hindi lang pag maangas ka, but also when nahihiya ka to step up and do something because natakot ka na sabihin ng iba. So this is something I consciously practice, lalo na I'm a financial advisor, baka may mga nakakatakot mag-approach, nakakatakot kumausap ng prospects. I'm sure in your other jobs, whether you're freelancers or in corporate, damdam nyo rin yan eh. Takot kayo sa sasabihin. But if you focus on what you're supposed to do and your work, it's so much easier to separate if na-separate nyo yung ego nyo. Yun. That's why, kung may raffle mamaya, sorry, singit ko na din kasi I'm focusing on work, not ego. Kahit nahiya ako nung una i-share to. But may discount sa BOOKSPINE if you wanna buy books like this. 5% off. So, yun lang. This is my action item. Din sa 2 hours, nagawa ko na. Yun lang. Thank you.